I have decided that if I'm ever gonna post a video on Saturday, it's gonna be like my wild card. It's probably gonna be something random like a chatty video or art video or something like that. So here we are with our wild card Saturday video, and today's gonna be another one of my little rambly chatty get ready with me's. I really wanted to share with you guys what I've been feeling these past few months. Like, I feel like I just haven't been present in the like online social media and stuff like that, and there is a reason why. So I wanted to just sit down, chit chat with you guys, do my makeup. So before I like get into this, I'm just gonna leave a list up of the topics that I talk about. Just a warning, you know, a heads up for you if you're maybe sensitive to some of this stuff. Let's dive right into this video. I have something new that I've been dealing with, and that is feelings of super bad insecurity and low self-esteem. Noticing everything about me, and I feel so like not in touch with myself, and social media is like finally getting to me, which sucks because I remember promising myself that like I wouldn't take YouTube too seriously, or I wouldn't take Instagram too seriously. Like, I remember at the very beginning telling myself like, this is just for fun, this is just a hobby, I'm not gonna take it seriously, I'm not gonna look at the numbers, I'm not gonna worry about how I look or anything like that. Honestly, even this video I was putting off for a long time. Like, I really wanted to sit down and just talk to somebody about this, but I kept telling myself like, nobody cares about what I have to say. Like, nobody cares, and I shouldn't be sharing stuff about me because like, honestly, who cares? Like, I tell myself really awful things all the time, and the reason why it's like hard to share this with you guys or just share this in general is that like, I'm just kind of unsure like how people feel about it, and I don't want to seem like I'm like complaining all the time. Like, it's so hard. I have such a hard time like navigating between like trying to take care of myself, trying to be honest with people, trying to be vulnerable, but also like not being negative, not complaining all the time, and not like looking like I'm not grateful for what I have. Like, I struggle with that all the time. And that's why I get in these periods of like, I want to share everything about my life and I want to connect with everyone, and then periods of like, I literally don't want to talk to anyone. Like, I'm so like scared and reserved, and like I don't want to share myself because I'm afraid. You guys, it's just back and forth all the time. Diving deep more into my insecurity, so I think I could kind of pinpoint what caused this, and it actually has to do with school. So I think I mentioned in my last Get Ready With Me video that I'm taking 2 online classes, and one of them's a graphic design class. It's an introductory graphic design class, and one of our assignments was to design a logo. I stressed about it so much, in agony, stressing over this assignment that was literally worth 7 points, but besides that, obviously you get feedback from your classmates, you know? I remember being like so proud of my logo because I worked hard on it, and I like had a bunch of different ideas, and I feel like I nailed the assignment and what the professor wanted. And then one of my classmates like, see, this is a flaw that I have. I'm really bad at taking criticism. Like, that's a bad flaw, a bad thing to have, because criticism is part of life, you know what I mean? Like, people are not gonna always agree with you, you know, or not always gonna like see eye to eye, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for some reason, just this comment got to me. Like, it just set everything off, and the comment wasn't really that bad. Like, I know it wasn't that bad, but some switch flipped in my brain, and like now that just started all of these feelings and thoughts about myself. And the comment was something along the lines of, oh, I don't think that logo really fits to what you're trying to achieve. It was something like that, and I just remember feeling so angry at myself. I was so disappointed and so angry at myself. I felt like a failure. I get into this very extreme thinking to where like that equaled I failed. Like just that comment meant that I failed and I should stop trying and I did the worst job, you know? Like that's how my mind goes. And I know it's not a good thing to have, but that's just like what happened. Every time I would like go on Instagram, I would get these feelings of like, oh, what am I doing? I can't be like that. Like I'll see somebody on my feed and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't be like that. Like I am not that pretty, or I'm not that aesthetic, or I can't create content like that. Like I'm so, and I'll warn you guys, like the thoughts, they're really bad. But I tell myself like I'm so worthless. Like what am I doing? Like why am I here? What am I doing? Like why am I taking up this space when nobody cares? Like that's, you know, the thought process that I experienced. And that's what happened. And it lingered for a long time. Like usually, you know, I'll go through my stuff and then I work through it, and maybe it takes a couple days, maybe it takes a week, but this feeling has been for honestly like the past month. You know, that's just what's been happening with me. It's just like really weird, insecure, self-hating, self-critical thoughts. They're really ugly thoughts, so that's why it's like scary for me to share stuff like this, like with anyone, not just like strangers on the internet, but like with my family or friends or my loved ones, like my boyfriend, you know. It's hard to share like the ugly side of you. Like, do you guys know what I mean? Anybody out there? I don't know. It got so bad to the point where I stopped pretty much scrolling on my Instagram feed. Like it got to the point where I couldn't even look at a single photo without being so hard on myself and so critical and being like, why can't I be like that? Why aren't people commenting on my photos like that? Like I'm doing something wrong and I'm not doing enough. Like that's the kind of stuff I would feel. A part of me just questions like, am I like mentally strong enough for social media? Like honestly, I do question that, but I don't want to give up. Like I know I can do it and I'm always trying to improve myself, always trying to be better. But this is just one, you know, little obstacle for me that I'm trying to like figure out. Hold on, my foot's asleep. So a really big thing that I struggle with a lot, that is basically like a part of who I am, is that I'm extremely self-critical. Extremely. I am constantly thinking about how I could do better. That's also why it's been hard on YouTube. Like I was trying to get a video out for several weeks and I kept telling myself like, no, that's not good enough. It also starts getting into like me questioning my worth. I was getting feelings of like, I'm not even worthy to take up space. I'm not even worthy to be here. I'm not worthy to post and be in anyone's presence. Like when I say it out loud, it sounds so awful, but this is such a normal like thing for me. Like this is such a normal thought process for me that I don't think about it too much until I have to like, you know, talk about it again. So I think it's important now. Like I finally like broke that barrier and convinced myself like, okay, I gotta make this video to share. I think it's important to share stuff like this because it really does help. I told myself before that like, no one's gonna watch this video, nobody cares. Like, but I have to remember, and I had to like remind myself like, if I could affect one person, then that's enough, okay? That is what took the convincing for me to actually sit down and film this. Yeah, so like I said, I promised myself a lot when I started YouTube and started taking Instagram seriously that like I wouldn't let it get to my head. It is strange now to like actually care about the numbers and actually care about how successful my posts are doing or stuff like that, like the analytics. Like really, that stuff shouldn't matter and I shouldn't think about it too much. I started looking at the numbers and like using it as a judgment for my worth, which is literally so horrible and so awful. But that's what started happening, and that's when I realized, okay, there's something going on with me. Like, I need to address this. And especially when it was getting to the point where I couldn't even scroll on my Instagram feed without like getting angry or wanting to cry. Like, that is not good. And I know like people say like, oh, just take a break, you know, like just take a break from social media. But I feel like it was deeper than that. Like, I don't think it's healthy to be like calling yourself trash when you see someone else's post. Like, that is some deep insecurity right there. And I want to be honest with you guys, like, that's actually what I feel, you know, like that's what I've been feeling. And I do go to that extreme and I tell myself really awful stuff and I believe it because that's just what my mind thinks. I feel like I don't have the healthiest view on myself really, and so that turns into some other feelings, which is like not identifying with my body and not identifying with who I am and what the person that I like put out into my content, like my videos and stuff. Like it's the imposter syndrome, like extreme. Like it also ties into that like imposter syndrome where I like don't believe in the person that I project to you guys, even though it is me. Like it's always been me, but even like when I look at myself, it's like I don't even see me. Like it's so weird and hard to explain. I kind of stopped responding to people. I kind of stopped interacting with people, like commenting or like interacting with you guys in general, and I feel so bad. But like that's the other thing that I'm struggling with, is like because I don't like identify with the person that I'm like putting myself out there as. Like it's so horrible, but like I see your guys' comments and your likes and your support, and it's like it's so sweet and so nice, but every time I look at that, I feel so much guilt. I feel like I don't deserve it and that I'm not the person that I'm seen as. Like, you know what I mean? How can I be so detached from myself to that people are literally like addressing me, but like I don't even like identify as that? I don't know. I'm like honestly asking for advice. Like, how do you navigate really intense feelings like this? And another thing that's hard is that like with stuff like this, like I know that it has to come from myself. People can only do so much for me. Even having the support, you know, from like my friends, my family, my boyfriend, I still can't like see, you know, I am worthy and that I am important and that I'm not as bad as I'm telling myself that I am. And you know, people can only tell you so much, you know, and support you, but like it has to come from myself, basically, is what I'm saying. Like I know it has to be me who picks myself up, and I have to be the one who is lifting myself up. It has to be me who like tells myself that I'm worthy and I'm capable. It's almost like I literally don't even have my approval from myself. Like, what does it take for me to convince myself that I am worthy? Like, what does it take? Like, what do I need to do to convince my own self? You guys, it's so complicated. It really is. And I know it has so much to do with like so many different events in my life, like past relationships, family stuff. There's so much. I have quite a life story, you guys, and the reason why I am the way that I am. I love this like sparkly eyeshadow thing. It's like a gloss eyeshadow. It's from e.l.f. It's really cute, really fun. And I got this, like when you buy so much from Ulta, they give you like little free stuff, and that was part of the little free stuff. It was really nice. Whoa, oh my god, this is like really kind of heavy stuff. Again, I just think it's really important to be honest, and I want to be honest with you guys because honestly, like I need someone to talk to. I want to thank you guys for being so sweet and so nice, like especially like on my past my past videos. Like you guys have been so nice, and I really appreciate that, and I'm trying to like understand that that is who I am, and I need to start like having that confidence and that belief in myself that, hey, I did that and I made that happen and that is who I am. You know, I am a successful, worthy person who's worthy of love and care and kind things. Yeah, I think that's about everything I wanted to talk about. I know there's so much more, like I could really dive deep into this, but like even that alone was really helpful, honestly. And basically, you know, long story short, I have some really awful, nasty, self-hating thoughts. It caused me to spiral and not want to do anything and give up, basically, for a while. I gotta look at the positive. Like, one really, really good thing is that I wouldn't consider myself depressed, nor does it spiral into depression. Before, I was very susceptible to getting into deep depression and anxious states because of those thoughts, but just after therapy and practice and just my life changing, I'm definitely like overall way better. I try to give myself some space and, you know, tell myself it's gonna be okay. I used to so easily give up, but now I'm like super strong and I know that there are ways to cope with things and that there's always hope. So I wanted to end the video on a positive note. Okay, I did already style my bangs, so I'm just gonna like flick them back, give you guys the full look. Okay, so this is the finished makeup. Feel like a sparkly little pastel princess. Obviously, I'm not gonna skip out on showing y'all my outfits, so let me show you what I'm wearing today, the full fit, the full getup. This top is from my recent thrift haul. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's from Depop, inspired by Alexa Sunshine. It's a lovely little blue mesh top, and I just put this like comfy white, it's like a bra top, and I went for like a just fully pastel fit. Of course, I'm inspired by the pastels. Spring is here, so I've got these like lilac pastel wide leg pants, like such a good find. I thrifted these at a Goodwill, and I was debating on either sneakers or my mules, but I went for my white mules. And then for my earrings, I've got my Piper Blue squiggle earrings. And this choker necklace, you guys, was actually thrifted a while ago. It was only $1, but have you guys been seeing these everywhere now? Like, I'm ahead of the trends, like hell yeah. That's it. I'm gonna try to take it easy for the rest of the day, and I hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves. But until next time, stay positive and always be creative. Alright, see you later. Bye.